Hi, my name's Brock Haymaker, and chances are if you're watching this video, you'll be on the other side of this desk soon. So my goal for this video is to give you 5 helpful tips to nailing that next interview.
The first thing that we're going to look at is how to dress. For some interviews, there may be questions concerning the proper attire for your interview. If this is the case, it is perfectly acceptable to contact your prospective employer to find out this information. However, for most interviews, it is highly recommended that you wear a suit and tie. Now we're going to move on to some tips for looking sharp. First of all, iron your shirt. A shirt that is wrinkled will give you the appearance that you weren't prepared enough to look neat, and that's going to hurt you in the end. Secondly, shine your shoes. Remember, details matter. Do something that the other guy isn't going to do. It could make the difference between you getting the job and you not getting the job. Also remember to match your belt with your shoes. If you have a black belt, wear black shoes. If you have a brown belt, wear brown shoes. Now we're going to move on to our second area, preparation. It is important to spend time researching the company that you are applying to. Spending an hour or two on the company's website will allow you to gain a better grasp on what you are dealing with. Now listen up, because this is important. Doing the research will allow you to have a working knowledge of the company. So when the interviewer asks you, "Do you have any questions for me?" have a research-based question ready to go. This will set you apart and impresses the interviewer. Because many interviewees will fail to do this step, you have already gained an advantage. Now we're going to move on to our third concept, arriving early. For many prospective employers, this is key. They want to see that you are ambitious and responsible. So the acceptable time is somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes early. Make sure that you do this step, however. Someone will be watching and taking note of when you get there.
We're going to move on to your next step, your introduction. You spend a lot of time preparing for questions that could pop up in your interview. However, few things in your interview are more important than your first impression. Chances are your interviewer will have an impression of you based on your first 30 seconds to a minute of interaction with them. So here's some tips on making that time count.
Number 1, look the interviewer in the eye and give them a firm handshake. This lets them know that you are confident and capable. Settle yourself down. If you have gotten an interview, you are qualified to be considered for the job. Believe that you are good enough to get the job. Now we're going to move on to our last step. Write a thank you letter or note. Because interviewers often interview many applicants, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. To put yourself in the forefront of their minds, send them a thank you note. Make sure that you either handwrite the note or type a personalized letter. Also make sure to sign it. However, make sure your signature is legible. They need to know your name. Try to have this done within 2 to 3 days of your interview. By doing this, you have separated yourself from a large portion of your peers and have made an impression.
By doing these 5 steps, you will separate yourself from the rest of your peers. I hope that this video today helped you, and best of luck on your next interview.